Hello! Today I'm going to be sharing with you my current favorite luxury beauty products. I've just been loving these this year. I've been more and more picky about what I welcome into my life as far as luxury makeup lately because I just feel like makeup across all price points have gotten so good that it can be difficult to justify the extra money for the luxury products, but I am a packaging person and I do feel as though a really good luxury product is worth it. You can see it in the application, the ease of use, how long it lasts, and that's how I feel about these products. So I just wanted to share with you what I've been loving because I am definitely with these seeing the price point pay off on my face when I wear them. Also, jewelry, I have added onto my Idyl stacks, so you'll be seeing me wear these pieces a lot in future videos for forever. So a huge thank you to Idyl for sponsoring this portion of today's video. If you aren't familiar with Idyl, they create unique, modular, high-quality lab-grown diamond pieces beautifully crafted in Antwerp, Belgium. I know I've already introduced a lot of you guys to Idyl because I wear their pieces all the time in my videos. This is a company that puts quality first with hand-selected top 1% of lab-grown diamonds. They are known for their modular collection, which is what I wear. So they have add-on pieces and you can build and customize from there. Then you get multiple ways to style them and wear them forever. I've had a lot of fun building and curating my Idyl collection over the last few months, and it's one of those things that I do have to be very thoughtful about because these are pieces that are going to last forever and I want to get the most use out of them possible and be thoughtful of how I want to pair them. So I want to show you what I've added to the collection. So the first thing that I got to add to my necklace chain is the Talia, and it's these 3 beautiful diamonds, and it's very simple. You literally just lace your necklace chain through and you have the most simple, chic little diamond cluster in the center. So I love this. I've been loving really simple pieces like that are just so sparkly and beautiful. And I've had my eye on the solar cuff for a long time and I just wasn't sure if I was going to wear it, and I finally decided I was just gonna do it. It's a little ear cuff. You don't have to have an actual piercing and you just tuck it on there and it's actually quite stable. I don't have to worry about it falling off as long as you tuck it properly and then you attach it to this diamond stud. And I think that this is so fun for updos. It just adds so much personality. So I am so excited that I finally just decided to just do it because it's so fun and it just adds a little bit of extra flair. And then the last one that I got was the Idyl, and this one is the most multifunctional of the ones that I got today. I love elegant drop style earrings, so I got 2 of them so that I can attach them to the diamond stud, and then it's again gorgeous for really sophisticated looks. It just looks really chic. Or you can also attach one of them to the necklace chain and then you have the most beautiful necklace. It's gorgeous if you're wearing a top like a v-neck or a strapless top. I think that that's just stunning. So I love that drop style both in earrings and on the necklace. So I'm excited about my new pieces. As somebody who's had these pieces for a while, you know, even the diamond stud earrings, they're very secure. They're not going to fall off. And even though the necklace looks really delicate, I mean, these have lasted so well. I've slept in them. I've done things you're really not supposed to do with your jewelry in, and they've lasted really well. So when you purchase from them, you get the full luxury experience with elegant packaging and handwritten notes, free shippings and returns, great customer service. You have 24/7 live assistance, and then a luxury unboxing experience, of course, which is big to me, with lots of free gift options as well. So I will have the link down below to the pieces that I mentioned today, as well as all of the pieces that I've collected if you want to take a look because I'm always wearing them. So a huge thank you to them for sponsoring this video. Let's get into the beauty products. Okay, so let's start off with the luxury primer that I have been loving, and I've actually been recommending this primer on my channel for years, but it's kind of come back into my life, and I do believe it's been reformulated. It's definitely been repackaged, but it's a primer that I feel like is super underrated. So this is from Armani Beauty. This is the Luminous Silk Illuminating Primer, and comparing it to the older formulation, I do think it's thinner, but there is just something about the glow, you guys, where it's not glittery at all, but it has a strong enough glow where whatever foundation you put over top, the glow shows through just the right amount, so you don't feel like it's a wasted step. And I actually like the thinner nature of this because I don't feel it's too heavy underneath my makeup or that my makeup is going to move over top of it. So they've really mastered it of giving the perfect amount of glow and not being too thick, not being too thin, and actually hydrating for my dry skin. And not enough people talk about this primer. It's incredible. So when it was repackaged and reformulated, this re-entered my life again, and I'm just like, they still got it. Even if it is a new formulation, the glow is still the same. The next product that I have is a foundation that I've been loving. Dior reformulated their Forever Skin Wear, just their Forever Skin line altogether. And I've done a couple videos covering the reformulations, and this one has stayed the same. And I've re-fallen in love with it. Not that I ever fell out of love with it, but it's just come to the forefront of what I'm going to be using almost every day, because it is the best, if you ask me, matte foundation for dry skin, and that is just very difficult to come by. I do still love the Skin Glow reformulation, even if it is more glowy, but a good glowy foundation for dry skin is easier to come by than a good matte foundation. So that's why I've been talking about this so much. And something I have forgot to mention, just because I've known this about the product, but even with the older formulation, still with the new one, this does oxidize a little bit, so make sure you do buy like a half shade lighter if possible. But it has the smoothest finish over the skin, really easy light application, feels lightweight, and doesn't emphasize any texture or dryness that you might have due to dry skin. It works for all skin types. I'm just talking about it on my dry skin type, but I know so many people with oily skin who love this. And it's just one of those things where it has that Dior smooth finish that, if you ask me, is worth the extra price point. So with the reformulation, I am happy to say that it does seem to be the same to me. Very, very minor differences, maybe like it being just a little bit thinner, but everything looks and wears the same to me. So I've been loving and using this one a lot lately, and my skin looks fabulous in it. And even the other day, I didn't even wear concealer. I just put this under my eyes. My whole face just looked so soft and blurred. I love it. The concealer that I've been loving, this is not a surprise to you guys. I've been talking about it a lot, but of all the new concealer launches, it's definitely the best. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Blur Concealer. This will not be for everybody. This is full coverage. It has a lot of thickness to it, but I find that it wears really well, and I actually really love it all over my face for foundation as well. Just a little bit goes a long way, because you don't want it to get cakey with its thicker nature. If you've been looking for a good full coverage concealer, this is the one. It's really, really hard to do a nice full coverage perfecting concealer, and I do feel like Charlotte Tilbury did a great job with this. And just to make it a little bit more everyday friendly, I use very, very little. You don't need to use a lot, but if I'm really going for that full beat, I will use a little bit more. It is so good. So I'm still loving it. Of the luxury launches, it's definitely one of my all-time favorites. You will see, I mean, I'm really into Dior right now. I think they're probably my favorite luxury brand right now, and I've picked up a few new shades, just a lot of little items from the collection here and there over the last few weeks. And one of those pickups is not a new formula to me, but a new shade, and the shade is so good, it's made me love the formula even more. So this is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Stick, particularly in the most perfect rosy shade that's gonna look good on everybody, Rosewood. So this shade in particular is what I am recommending. It goes great for everyday makeup looks. It goes great for heavy makeup days. It looks great with lighter makeup days over just a skin tint. And I liked this formula before, but I wasn't really sure if it was like worth it. And then I got this color, and all of a sudden I'm loving this formula, because I feel like it has a really youthful hydration and glow to it without being too glowy. It lays down the perfect amount of pigment as well. It performs well over any base really, and it's just the perfect rosy shade. Bring back rose. Not that it's ever been been out of style, but I think we're so focused on pink right now. But what about rose? Rose looks good on just about everybody. So been loving the shade. Hopefully the demo did all the talking there. And then another new pickup from Dior, not a new formula to me, but I've been using it a little bit more different and it's a new shade. So this is the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer. Particularly if you're around my skin tone, in the shade Pink Strobe. It's got this gorgeous pink to gold shift to it. It's obviously a luminizer, so even if you have a deep complexion, this is a highlight on you. But for me, this is such a gorgeous blush topper because it's that beautiful Dior luminizer formulation. It doesn't emphasize texture, so it's not even horrible when you put it all over the cheek. And so I just took a soft brush and I swept it over my rosewood blush, and I just think it adds the prettiest sheen to the cheek without emphasizing texture or looking like you put a literal highlight on the cheek. And if you're more fair, this is also beautiful just on its own. I did do a little short video where I put this on my bare cheek and it was super duper gorgeous. I just love the sheen that this gives. It was slightly too light for me. I definitely feel like on my complexion, I do need somewhat of just a soft, subtle rose base underneath, or pink base, whatever you want to go for. But this as a blush topper, incredible for a gorgeous, gorgeous sheen. So another product where I'm recommending this color, especially if you are around my skin tone. Lots of good cheek products, you guys. I do have a blush formulation that I've been really enthusiastic about. So Laura Mercier, they redid their blush line, and I mean, I think I was the only person on the planet that was constantly recommending their original blush color infusion line, but I just felt like they had the most beautiful, natural, wearable shade range. And so they've redone their blush line. They've modernized it, if you ask me. And I'm obsessed with what they did here. So I only have two shades, lychee and strawberry. And I have the original strawberry. It's a complete different shade, which might be a bad thing for you, but I think it's a good thing as someone who already has the strawberry. So, you know, I'm not repeating here, but I love it because it has more of a, it's not completely flat, I would say more of a satin, but it has a little bit of a deeper shade and a little bit of a lighter shade. This side over here I find has a little bit more of a glow. You can mix them, you can not mix them if you don't want to. They aren't too different from one another, where if you grab from one side or the other that you're gonna have a whole different cheek. But I just love that there's a little bit of versatility here, and it's such a smooth, easy to use formula with such wearable color range once again. So I am still recommending these. In fact, I'm happy that they redid this range, kept it just as amazing, much more modern, so that I can recommend them and not sound like a complete broken record. So of the powder blush formulas that I've been trying, I've been really enthusiastic about these and have been using these a lot. The color lychee is just the perfect, almost nude blush shade. And then these I've not shut up about. I have to say, this video, if you watch me regularly, like no major surprises really, but the highlight of the year is the Givenchy Prism Lib Highlight Powder. There is something so smooth about this. I don't know how these brands are doing it, where they're creating highlights which by nature are going to emphasize texture, but they're creating this highlight formula that it looks so smooth and just blends and melts into the skin. As I always say, you can't tell where it starts and where it ends, and the color range is gorgeous. Hopefully you can see in the demo how it absolutely melted into the skin. Today I used the shade Rosy Gold, and I've fallen off of highlighters. I actually, 2018 me would like lose my marbles if she knew this, but I've been skipping highlighter a lot of the time. But this has brought my love for highlight back. I mean, have I said enough? Have I convinced you? You know, there are a lot of good highlighters out there at a more affordable price, but sometimes the luxury makeup, it just has that special touch. We're like, you don't need it, but I'm very happy where my pennies went. And then I actually don't have anything for the eyes as of late. I've just been doing a lot of singles and whatnot, so we're gonna skip over to the lips because there's a few lip products that I've been loving and wearing a lot. It's difficult to impress me in the lip category. So just so you know, these are good. This one has been a staple of mine. I actually repurchased one recently for the Sephora sale. It's just so good. So this is the Westman Atelier Lip Shape Lip Liner in the shade Biscuit. This is my go-to versatile shade because it goes with any lipstick or lip gloss over top. It's just that perfect background contour shade. I also really love how easy it is to apply. It's not too slippy slidey. It's a wooden pencil, so it's not one where you lose a little bit of the control. You have so much control. You can have a very easy, precise application, and the color, it's not too warm, it's not too cool, and it's really nice for making the lips look more full if you need it. Okay? This one was one of my favorite purchases from the Sephora sale, and I was totally expecting to poo-poo on it. I was very pleasantly surprised. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, the font's so small and I'm getting old, Blush Balm Lip Tint in the shade Pillow Talk Medium. First of all, gorgy packaging, and oh my gosh, I'm so sick of tinted lip balm products. Like, barf, you know? But this one is so good. I can't believe it is the unicorn. It has impressed me because none of the products like this impress me anymore. But it smooths over the lips. Like when I wear this, my lips look like they just got a shot of hydration. Very hydrating because it is a lip balm. It deposits the perfect amount of color. Not full pigment, but also not too sheer either. And it's interesting because it's not super glowy or glossy, which seems to be in. And I kind of like that this is more flat. It's not matte by any means, as you can see. There is a glow to it, but it's not thick and goopy. So I love this. It's just really impressive, okay? I've been shocked from the moment that this touched my lips, and I absolutely want to get more colors of this. And then the last product that I have are the new Jane Iredale Spring Lipsticks. I've been loving these colors. So Rosebud is the perfect everyday rosy shade that just adds so much life and brightness back to your face. Overall, this formula, by the way, I love this slim packaging. It's a buildable level of pigment, so you can get it more sheer, just almost like a little bit of a stain on the lips, or you can build it up to be a full coverage, full pigment lipstick. And it's not flat, so it does have some hydration in there as well. So I just love Rosebud for an everyday color that looks good on no makeup days, or it looks good on full beat days. And then this is such a fun pink shade, Tutu. I wore this on Mother's Day. It's such a fun pink color, but still very wearable. So it leans more towards pink as opposed to rose. But I've been loving really fleshy, pinky, just really healthy lip colors like that. And this one is like that at base, but it's a little bit more fun. So I think that this one is such a pretty color too. Of the two, like Rosebud, it's the boring shade, but it's very wearable. But Tutu is my fun pink shade, but still wearable as well. There we have it. Those are my favorite luxury products as of late. The ones that I've been using the most that I think are worth every penny. If you've tried any of these products, down below. I love it when you guys tell me I convinced you to purchase it and you found your new favorite. Like that is a job well done for me. So if you ever discover something for me, I want to hear about it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Again, a huge thank you to Idyl for sponsoring today's video. I will have the links down below to the pieces that I recently picked out, as well as just the whole collection that I have. And now you know, when you see me wearing these pieces in future videos, they're from Idyl. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.